Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear children. It is the beautiful month of Al-Qa'dah, the birthday month of our beloved 8th Imam, Imam Ali ibn Musa Al-Ridha. And in this month, it is very much recommended to do his ziyarah. Do you remember where we left off from our last story? We were on a journey more than 1,000 years back in time to discover why Imam Ridha is the only Imam buried so far away from the rest of our Imams in a city which is today called Mashhad in Iran. So, fasten your seatbelts and let's continue. The golden crescent of Eid twinkled over Marv, marking the end of the holy month of Ramadan. But inside his glittering palace, Ma'mun sat fuming. None of his clever plans were working. Everywhere he went, people were whispering to each other.
Ma'mun forced Imam Ridha to be his successor.
Why else would the grandson of the Prophet agree?
And why doesn't he help in the government if he truly accepted?
Ma'mun paced angrily across his marble floors, his jeweled slippers clicking noisily. He suddenly stopped and snapped his fingers. He had a brilliant idea.
Bring Ridha to me immediately.
When Imam Ridha entered, the evil Ma'mun put on his pretend smile as always.
My dearest cousin, tomorrow is Eid. You must do the honor of leading the Eid prayer.
He tried his hardest to sound kind and sincere, but his eyes were hard like stones. You see, children, in those days the Eid Salah was recited by the leader of the Muslims or someone very important from the government. Ma'mun wanted Imam Ridha to lead the Eid prayer to show people that Imam had truly accepted Ma'mun and was happy to be part of his government. Imam stood calmly in his simple, clean white robe. He looked so plain next to Ma'mun's sparkling black clothes. Any clever person could tell that these two people had nothing in common. They were as far from each other as the sky and the earth. Imam spoke firmly in his beautiful voice.
Ma'mun, I had made a condition. I will not take part in any government affairs.
Ma'mun's smile disappeared immediately.
This is a prayer. Will you say no to praying a salah? It is an act of worship to Allah.
Imam looked at Ma'mun with eyes full of patience and strength. His voice was full of wisdom and light.
If you force me, I will have to lead the prayer. But I will do it the way that my grandfather, the Holy Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, would.
Yes, I insist. Just do it. Lead the prayer however you like.
Ma'mun said hurriedly. He was afraid that the Imam would change his mind. He was frustrated, but also very happy. He had gotten what he wanted. The little details didn't matter. When the beautiful Eid morning arrived, guess how Imam Ridha came out? He was supposedly the prince. But did he wear fancy clothes like the King Ma'mun? Or ride on a big decorated horse? Oh, no. Imam Ridha came dressed in his plain, pure white clothes, just like the simplest person in Marv, with a white amama wrapped around his head. He looked so radiant. He didn't need gold and gems to make him shine. He was like the sun, full of light himself. But most surprising of all was that he wore no shoes. His blessed bare feet touched the warm earth, just like the Holy Prophet used to. A beautiful scent filled the air. He stepped into the dusty street and raised his hands and began the Eid Takbir in his strong, beautiful voice.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah. Wallahu Akbar.
The sound spread through the streets of the city like the rays of the shining sun.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
Look! It's Imam Ridha!
Shouted a child excitedly. The other children, who had been busy playing with their new Eid toys, dropped them right there and ran to join him, kicking off their shoes too. They wanted to be barefoot, just like Imam Ridha, just like the Holy Prophet used to be. A little boy ran up to the Imam and kissed his hands.
Dear Imam, can I come pray with you too?
Imam Ridha smiled gently and squeezed the boy's hand kindly.
Yes, of course, my dear. Come. Allah sends more blessings when there are children in a gathering.
Shoekeepers left their stalls. Mothers came carrying babies. It was as if Imam Ridha was a strong magnet. Everyone was pulled towards him. Soon there were thousands of voices chanting takbir with our beloved Imam.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah.
The powerful sound reached Ma'mun's palace. He ran to his golden balcony so fast he almost tripped on his fancy robe. What he saw made him boil with anger. The streets were packed with people. Everyone was following Imam Ridha. Everyone was trying to get as close to Imam Ridha as possible. Everyone wanted to go for namaz, looking just like Imam Ridha. Even the rich and important people had come down from their horses and taken off their boots to walk barefoot just like him. The whole city seemed to shake with the sound of the powerful takbirs.
Allahu Akbar.
This was too much for Ma'mun to bear. His plan had backfired. He was so jealous. In fact, he was scared. Ma'mun's advisor pulled at his sleeve nervously.
My king, the people, all following Imam Ridha. If this continues, your throne is at risk.
Stop him right now!
Ma'mun screamed so loud that the doors and windows of the palace rattled. He couldn't put his authority at risk. There was no way. Soon there was a messenger hurrying and pushing his way through the crowds towards the Imam. He tried to ride as fast as he could, but there were too many people coming in his way. Everyone was rushing behind the Imam, their hearts racing with joy. They were overwhelmed by the honor of praying behind our beloved Imam. Tears of love were rolling down their cheeks. This was a moment they had only dreamt of. To pray behind Imam Ridha reminded them of stories their grandparents told them of praying behind the Holy Prophet in Medina. This opportunity was a treasure, a blessing, a gift from Allah. When the messenger finally reached Imam Ridha, he spoke urgently, still trying to catch his breath.
Abu Hassan, the Khalifa Ma'mun has sent an urgent message for you. You don't need to lead the Eid prayers anymore. Please just return to the palace at once. It's not safe for you here right now.
Imam nodded quietly. Then he turned around and went back as simply as he had come out. The crowd was shocked. The people were confused. They were upset and disappointed. Their joyful takbirs faded into sad whispers. What could have happened? A little boy tugged at his father's robe, his dusty white shirt flapping gently in the breeze.
Baba, why did Imam Ridha leave? I really wanted to pray with him.
Even though his small bare feet were tired from running after Imam, he had been so excited to pray behind Imam Ridha. His father shook his head sadly. A little girl said,
It was Ma'moon who called him back.
The official Eid prayer still had to take place, of course, but without Imam Ridha leading it, it felt cold and sad. The warmth of the sun had left with the Imam. But, my dear children, no trick of Ma'moon's could ever dim the bright light of Imam Ridha. The simplicity and sincerity of Imam Ridha had won over the people's hearts. From then on, something amazing happened. More and more people came to Imam Ridha's simple room in the masjid. Scholars came from far and wide, traveling for days and weeks just to learn one thing from the Imam. People brought their sick relatives, telling our beloved Imam to pray for them and taking blessings from him. Children gathered outside the palace to listen to the beautiful voice of our Imam when he recited the Quran. And Imam Ridha, he made the most of this opportunity. He taught everyone the true Islam. Yes, Ma'moon was still the king, but it was Imam Ridha who was ruling the hearts of the people. The people were realizing that Ma'moon didn't deserve to be the leader of the Muslims. Ma'moon was furious. After all the plans that he had thought of, after all the tricks that he had carried out, why was Imam still so popular? Why did people still love him? What was he supposed to do now? Yes, children, Ma'moon had forgotten that we plan and Allah plans, and Allah is the best of planners. What do you think will happen next? Will Ma'moon's jealousy make him do something terrible? Or will the people's love protect our Imam? Wait for the next story to find out.
Baba, that